Yes, I'm back. And finally, the last category of what I write. And that is this historical romance. So now I write interracial historical romance. I basically float between the Reconstruction, Vikings, princes, dukes, and kings, ship merchants, any of those. I will love to pen a story about that. And this book here is called England's 19 Crimes. In this time period, England came up with this list of crimes that you could be arrested for. During this time period, it was basically work islands and indentured servitude and all that kind of stuff. And so Maleficent, Millie, is accused of a crime that she did not commit, but unfortunately, due to the hue of her skin, she's not believed. And so she used to work for a chef. Now, it's like a French communist, and he basically taught her everything she knew. And so Millie's had like some back stories, that issues that were, terrible stuff that happened to her, but it only strengthened her. And so she worked for this communist from when she was like 10 to 17. And so she learned all of this stuff that he taught her. And because they are French Creole in this time period, which is basically Black, Spanish, and French, or it could be French and Black, either one. She was a countryman to him, so he didn't see any reason why she couldn't be a chef, why she couldn't, basically just advance herself. Unfortunately, when she turned 17, he was sick of England, and he decided to go back to his beloved France. And so she took a job at one of the workhouses. And unfortunately, the workhouse was Madame Badeau's House of Thrills. And a customer, she was a maid, and a customer mistakes her for one of the girls on the menu. Some bad stuff happens to her, and then her mom is like, I've been telling you for years to come and work with me, because the mom is pretty much in this time period, she would have been a housemaid. And so the mom tells her, to come work with me. I'm putting my foot down finally. And so she goes to work with her mom. And there is a girl who gets hired after her. They hate each other. And she's basically sleeping with the husband. And the wife is like this little mousy. He pretty much cheats on her on the regular, because she's not something to look at. But she's rich. She's like dead ass rich. And so that's why he married her. And so the new maid, starts to have an affair with her. They get into it because she loves the owner. And so she's like, because she's an amazing person, she just doesn't look, society standards. And she has a good heart. And so she's taking up for her. And she's like, basically, you're you know what? You should be working for Madame Bordeaux's, because that's what you is. And so they get into it. And she's like, you keep talking trash, I'm going to box your ears. And so what the Cordelia does is she takes the Mrs. Diamond bracelet and she puts it in Millie's stuff. And so when they find out the bracelet is missing, they search her stuff and they find the bracelet. And so the man who is the man of the house, he knows that she knows about all his trashy stuff, because remember, she was a worker, basically, I'm sorry, she was a maid at Miss Bordeaux. So she's seen him there often and constantly. And so he agrees that she stole the necklace. The bracelet. So when that happens, she's charged with one of the 19 crimes. And she's sentenced to a work island. And so she basically leaves her family, her brother, her mom. And the mom is like, what do I do? And she's like, Mom, I'm going to a work island. How can I tell you what to do? Holby, the brother, Colby, she's like, he's 13 now. He can get a job with blah, 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 blah. And so she's sentenced to this work island. Well, when she gets off the ship, she's like, no, I'm not having this. And some dude like tries to grab her bottom, and so she punches him in the face. And in this time period, of course, that's not acceptable. And so the captain like grabs her, shoves her to the ground, and then the actual Navy captain of this island, he's like, hold up, what's going on? And then when she like moves her hair from her face, he's just like, and then there starts this story. And so I have several titles in this genre as well, because I love writing historical romance, especially featuring, So if that is your niche, check them out. They're all at Barnes & Noble and Amazon.com. And this is my last breakdown. You're probably like, thank God!